Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Jazal Aufa from K3, and in this video I will explain the teaching module that I made with my teammate. This teaching module is designed for teaching the English language to students in the 7th grade at SMP Negeri 11 Bintan Utara, and the module operates within phase and focuses on the reading story, emphasizing the skill of reading, comprehending, and listening. It was compiled by a team of 5 people and prepared in 2025. The module allocates a total of 4 meetings, equivalent to 8 GP, of instruction utilizing a face-to-face learning module for a maximum of 30 regular typical students, and the central focus is reading story, targeting the interconnected skills of reading. The comprehensive learning goals. The overreaching learning goal requires students to read and listen to various simple stories within familiar context, both from written text and audio. Through this process, students must demonstrate several key competencies. The first is identification. Students must be able to identify the main idea and important detail of the story. Vocabulary acquisition. They must recognize new vocabulary, understand its meaning based on the surrounding context, and subconsciously use the new vocabulary in simple sentences. Third, analysis. Students are expected to explain the plot, characters, and significant events. Fourth is interpretation. Critically, students must interpret the message or moral values contained within the stories. And fifth, communication. Finally, they must convey this understanding using clear, simple sentences structures. The module explicitly integrates the 6 traits of the Profil Pelajar Pancasila, that is, faithful and noble character, independence, critical reasoning, creativity, mutual cooperation, and global diversity. Instructional units and pedagogical flow. The module is structured around 2 main narrative units, which also serve as the key materials for writing vocabulary and extracting moral meaning. The first unit is Brave Jeward, covered across meetings 1 and 2, and the second unit is The Brave Little Bird, covered across meetings 3rd and 4th. The teaching progress is rigorous, commencing with initial activities, which involve greetings, establishing a comfortable class atmosphere, teacher and students introductions, explaining the subject identity, and detailing class rules. The core learning creativity is highly focused on guiding students through comprehension. The first is vocabulary introduction. The teacher introduces key vocabulary and prompts students to guess the meaning based on provide pictures or simple context. Students are instructed to mark, highlight, or underline new words and compile a list on their notes or provide worksheets, and they are encouraged to guess the meaning from the context of the sentences first before verifying the definition using resources like bilingual dictionary, glossary, or teacher explanation. The teacher then provides examples of the new vocabulary used in simple sentence to reinforce proper usage and strengthens understanding by asking questions such as, does this word describe an action, a place, or a feeling? 2. Moral meaning. The teacher guides students to reread important parts of the story that highlight character, action, and conflicts. Guiding questions are utilized to facilitate critical thought, such as what problem did the main character face and what lesson can we learn from this experience. Students are guided to understand that the moral values can include honesty, cooperation, bravery, and responsibility. On the fourth meeting, culminating activity and assessment, the final meeting uses a specific student worksheet, like LKS, focused on an English reading text with a maritime context titled Putri Pandan Berduri. The LKS requires students to demonstrate comprehensive reading and writing skills. The first one is vocabulary retrieval, which is find three new or difficult words and define their meaning. And then there's contextual identification, which is identify maritime elements within the story. And there's also summary writing, which is create a summary of the story using own language. The final session culminates in interactive games and creative writing focused on like word search, like finding sea-related words within text, drawing competition, like drawing a picture about sea life and discussing it, and story writing. Students write and narrate their own short story in English on a maritime theme, with the most interesting story receiving a prize. Assessment for student activity is determined using a rubric that scores four main criteria, which is appearance, like clean, neat, and appealing visuals, material, complete explanation and appropriate examples, cooperation, every member active and having a role, and presentation, clear voice, comprehensible language, ability to explain without constantly reading, and answering question correctly. And that is all for explaining the teaching module for 7th grade. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.